DeeJayRPlays. DeeJayRPlays.
Wepa, ¿cómo estamos? ¿Todo bien, mi gente? Hey, how you doing, Ariel? What's up, Ariel? ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Cómo está todo? Bien, bien, bien. I'm actually here with Celery. Hey Celery, you can say hi if you want. You're muted, by the way. You can unmute yourself whenever you're ready.
¡Ah!
Estamos vivos, Dami. Hola live, hola live.
Sí, taco, taco, burrito, burrito.
So first I have to give bad news. Tengo unas pequeñas malas noticias. Desafortunadamente Big no va a poder estar hoy. Big won't be able to be here today. So it's gonna be ruling Celery.
Yeah, I know. Big has big shoes to fill, but I'll try my best.
Gonna be ruling Celery and Khopeshi, who's gonna join us whenever he is able to update Discord, which is updating right now. But he has very slow internet connection, so we're waiting on that.
Oh, R.I.P.
So right now, this huge elephant rests in our shoulders. So anyways, should we start?
Oh, if you'd like to.
Okay, perfect. Comencemos. Stop the music here. And hey, saludos, madame. Déjame darte shoutout antes de comenzar aquí. Mi gente, recuerden que pueden comentar y preguntar en cualquier momento, decir lo que ustedes quieran, decir experiencias, lo que sea. Let's start.
Am I allowed to burp in?
Yes.
Los comentarios y opiniones
Oh, thank
ofrecidos
God, because
aquí
it
no
really hurts.
representan el sentir de nadie aparte de quienes lo
Yes.
comparten.
Bless you.
Los temas que hablamos es porque nos da la gana.
Do you know how hard it is
Probablemente
to
no
hold in
todo
a
el mundo
burp?
esté de acuerdo con lo dicho, por lo cual, si es el caso, váyase, en confianza. Quedan prevenidos.
I love this intro so much. Es que hay que hacer el disclaimer así. The disclaimer has to be made like that, because these mofos who may come in the... Where the fuck is the PowerPoint? I have it here open and then it's no longer... No, not this. This? This. Every time I set up the PowerPoint to be shown and then it disappears for a moment. I'm like, for fuck's sake. And now it's
It's trolling you.
transform, edit, transform. Okay.
Having technical difficulties there?
What?
Are you having technical difficulties there?
Always.
The Scott is the best.
Mira, ¿cómo estamos? Se escucha bonito ese voice changer.
I tried. Intenté esta vez un poco mejorar la calidad.
Diablo.
Si puede, súbele un poquito el pitch.
Que sí, está muy warbled.
Exactly.
Yeah, on it.
But we are here. I almost said something inappropriate.
Let me know now. ¿Cómo estamos?
Ahí está, un poquito
Me too.
mejor. Mira, doña Dami está preguntando que si esa voz.
Sí.
¿Qué dice? ¿Qué es Dami?
Dami,
Es stream de DeeJayR. Buena, soy Khopeshi.
Dami, tú la conoces en persona. La Dami.
Ya. Saludos.
Ya sabes quién es, ¿verdad? Ya sabes quién es. Alright.
Saludos, sí. Y a Ruling Celery. Hello, Ruling Celery. Welcome. Greetings.
Huepa, Wichito, ¿cómo estamos?
Hi, Satan.
Bueno,
Well, it got quiet.
Khopeshi, tienes la presentación, ¿verdad?
La presentación.
El PDF.
Oh,
Te
right away.
pregunto para enviártelo.
Yeah, send it again, please. Sí, envíamelo otra vez.
I'm jealous. I want a wife changer. I want to be a real boy.
Go get one if you want.
All right, of course.
There you go,
Thank you.
forward it.
Yeah, thank you. You want to ask for permission to do this? No. Claro. Hey. Initiative. Gracias, bro.
Okay, let me change here, because ya estoy en donde no es. Aquí. There you go. So, the subject today is the legitimacy of the emotions in machines and their rights.
En la China había dos chinitos
Que comían el arroz con dos palitos.
pero un día
That would be part 4.
se
Parte
puso
4, ¿verdad?
y
O
se
5.
metieron los palitos en
Okay, Wichito, los videos no se van a ver, se van a escuchar, pero no se van a ver. Pero ¿y por qué este no habla? Bendito. A ver. No.
Coming to me?
Mueve la boca. No, el muñeco.
Ah, está en VTuber mode. Maldito.
Sí. Ok, ahora vamos. De hecho, Wichito lo dice aquí abajo, mira. Dice que no van a sonar, pero sí suenan. Lo que pasa es que no se ven. Te lo dejo saber, by the way. Ok, so, como dije en inglés, esta parte es la legitimidad de las emociones en las máquinas y sus derechos. Esta es una parte bastante interesante. This is a very interesting part because in here we're gonna talk about like how legitimate would those emotions be if machines could exhibit them, and you know, like, do we have the right to dictate whether those emotions are legitimate or not? What the fuck?
It's Mr. Big over there.
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. My apologies.
Hello, you guys hear me?
Yes. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, yo.
Pretty good, man. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I want to publicly apologize. I've been cut up with work today and yesterday, and I literally just got done here. I got to go to the office and drop some stuff off here, but I'm going to be out here on the call, and I'll be chiming in, so I apologize, DJ. I owe you one, man. My apologies, bro.
No problem, no problem. Thanks for being here.
No, I'm here, man. I'm here. I totally spaced out on it. So that's my fault.
Okay, so acabamos de decir que hoy vamos a hablar de la legitimidad de las emociones en las máquinas y sus derechos. Also known as the legitimacy of the emotions in machines and their rights, part 3. So buckle up. It's gonna be very interesting. Remember, if you have questions in the chat, feel free to say them. Just type them in. Si tienen preguntas, si tienen comentarios, escríbanlo. Before I start, I want to ask all of you. Let's start with Big. Do you have any recent news that you have read about AI or anything like that?
The other day, I got a video from, actually, it's funny, Celery's in here with us. Hi, Celery. I got a video because, you know, Celery likes to share her TikTok pics with the community and stuff like that. Well, she picked a TikTok video that I just recently posted on in the community, and it's basically like SpongeBob and a bunch of those characters singing like a rap song, but it's not really them, it's AI. And your wife was in the chat, Sherry was in the chat, and Sherry's like, AI breaking rules, but I love it because she's like, it's breaking rules, meaning that because when you hear SpongeBob, bro, it sounds like SpongeBob, but it's not SpongeBob. It's a AI bot that's been programmed with the algorithm of SpongeBob's voice, and then someone just types in what they want SpongeBob to say, and I thought that was pretty fucking awesome, actually. And it's funny because the one was reacting to it. She's like, AI breaking the law, breaking rules, but I love it, and I thought that was really cool. And Celery, that was cool though, by the way. I think Celery's actually shared a few Celery's already shared a few AI memes with the community. And there was one with Nicki, right? Nicki Minaj.
I think.
Yeah, I think it's a while back. It was like maybe like 3 weeks ago. There was a Baby Shark. It was a Baby Shark song, but with yeah, that was all AI, mama. That was all AI. That was not real Nicki Minaj. That was AI.
Yep.
So nothing other than that, nothing new that I've heard of. It's the same stuff. I think now they've incorporated the imaging prompts within the chat bot, the GPT chat bot.
Yep.
And eventually, I think now you can even upload an image and she'll analyze it and tell you what's in the image.
Yeah.
Eventually, from what I've been reading, they're working on. I think they also, another big news. They opened up the bot to current events. So I don't know if you realize, guys, but the AI bots were 3 or 4 years behind when it came to data. But now they've opened up GPT all the way up to, like, they opened it up to the internet basically. So now she could give you most of current information. She's not going to give you that. Oh, that's, I have my catalog goes only to 2001 or whatever. They just took that off. So that was big news. And I think the other big news that I heard is that they are what was the other? There was another big article I was reading. Besides that, that's not coming to mind now. But yeah, no, there's definitely some advancements going on with the AI bots, and it's pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited.
Nice, nice, nice. I think that the singing thing, it's not done with text. It's more like you present the audio of the music, the audio of the recording voices, and then the AI imitates the voice with the algorithm of the voice that you have chosen. So it doesn't really involve text, as far as I am concerned. It's more like it analyzes the audio.
Yeah, but you still have to tell it you still have to give it a prompt to say what you wanted to say.
Yeah, but I
think it still has an algorithm of knowing the pitch of what it.
Yeah. So the AI recognizes the tonality of the voice, right? Your voice, because everything's programmable if you think about it. Sound is waves, right? Frequency, sounds. That's all computers do to communicate with each other. They use light, sounds, so I thought that when they did any sort of AI, where they program an AI to mimic a voice of someone else, I always thought you had to give it a prompt once you got once the AI knew once you give it the sample of what to analyze for it to actually use that voice. It's scary. We could go down that rabbit hole of, it's cool, right? Oh, it's cool. You could do all these things, but it's also very scary. Especially, I don't know if you guys have realized recently, there's been a lot of, and I think we touched a little bit on this last podcast, but there's been a lot of people using AI to defraud other people.
Yep.
And so they'll use AI they'll mimic your voice, and they'll call your mom and be like, using your voice, saying, "Mom, I need money. Send me money to this account, this Cash App or whatever." And it's not really your son; it's someone that's scamming you. So, a way to combat that is, I think everyone should have a code. You have like your family code. I think we talked about this last time, DJ, but it's cool things, right? Cool. You could do with the AI and the voices and all that. But especially with what's going on in current events, especially what's going on in the Middle East, I could see, and of course Russia, I could see AI being used to manipulate people and, propaganda, so on. You know what I mean? It could be used for so many good things, but unfortunately humans are fucked up too. It could also be used for fucked up things.
Definitely. But what I was trying to explain is that I think this specific AI that does like AI covers of songs, I think that one is, like you put an acapella to it, right? Let's say that you get the Celine Dion Titanic song. You separate the beat from the lyrics or the voice of Celine Dion. You have an acapella. You upload that acapella to the AI, and the AI recognizes the speech, what is being said, and it recognizes the tone, both the things. Then you just say, like, I want you to sing this as SpongeBob, and the AI will imitate the voice. What what I am saying is that I think that that specific AI doesn't. You don't have to write. It imitates
Yeah,
voice.
there's already a guy that actually you can make it learn the style of a rapper, singer. I will do new styles of, I mean, new songs with that training and new lyrics too. I mean, lyrics you manipulate them yourself, but the style itself is already, you can make, there's new songs in the style of the Beatles, for example,
Yep.
in that same regard. Yeah, like,
Ok,
wow.
quiero tocar sobre eso ya mismito, pero Khopeshi, ya que hablaste, pues cuéntame alguna noticia que hayas escuchado recientemente sobre AI.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry, I can't get over Daddy Diablo's voice over here.
I mean, thanks.
Why are you always disguising your voice, bro?
It's part of the process. Trust the process. I don't trust the
Hey,
internet.
don't touch him. I don't want somebody to steal his voice and call his family.
I got you, bro. He's using AI. He's using AI to disguise his voice.
Yeah, the devil is gonna get bullied in this thing. Won't he? Right.
But don't worry, this is a safe space. You can have your normal voice here.
No, I mean, I'm gonna talk to you about
Listen,
that
if you want to
sometime
be Daddy
later.
Diablo, be Daddy Diablo.
Sure, yeah. Listen, that, before I forget, like, something that Big talked about a while ago, the whole propaganda aspect. You don't want to go to Twitter and, talk about the whole war thing. Not that I want to, give too much color about that because that's tragic. Everybody got their own opinion. But there's actually news outlets using, sadly to say, already AI images to promote something on a side of the story that's already confusing people a lot, and it's too fast. The whole AI stuff is too fast.
Yeah, it's
making
growing
people
up.
confused. Yeah, it's already being used in a very wrongful way, and it's just gonna get more crazy from here on out. I'm not gonna mention who the fuck used it. It's just like por encimita, like in the circuits of it all. But yeah, like
But
it would matter.
you see, that's why I always make the argument with you guys that if machines are able at some point to imitate the human brain, that evolution is going to go so fast that we won't be able to catch it.
Yeah, it's already snowballing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to mimic the human mind, though, DJ. Really? You really think?
It's difficult. It seems impossible. But catch this: like 10 years ago, what could you do with your cell phone?
Good one. Good. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. And now, you said it well, DJ.
Protégeme, Señor, con tu espíritu. Protégeme, Señor, con tu espíritu.
You got the pros in the lobby. They're always there.
Maybe I should log out of mix it up.
Yeah, you could do that. Or you could turn off. I think in Mix It Up, you could turn off you could switch off the things you don't want playing. Everything has a little switch on it. Just switch it off.
Nah, I will just close that because it's.
Just close. Yeah, just close it. Makes more sense. You're right.
It's many videos, so toggling all that is better. Just like.
Turning. Yeah, you're right. Just turn it off.
Pollito is there lurking. He thinks I cannot see him. I can see you there, Pollito.
El pollo. Being a troll.
Let me give him a shout out. Okay, Celery, how about you? Have you seen or heard of any news regarding AI recently? Something interesting you would like to share?
Speak.
I don't think.
I'm really interested in hearing what Celery thinks about all this. So, Celery, the mic's on you, Mama Dali.
Yeah, AI can suck my nut. No, I'm just kidding.
I will remember that.
Hey, I will remember that.
AI's got memory of an elephant. No, the only real experience I have is like watching documentaries like years ago about just him
You're getting
doing robots for like
intermittent
dentists.
voice.
Hold
Give
on.
the cell phone some breathing room in there. The signal may be bouncing too much. Hello?
But you made her run away, dude.
Celery, you there?
We lost her or what?
Okay,
You might have bad reception, bro.
she said pass me for now in the chat. So, okay,
Yeah, the AI took her, yeah.
sobre lo de la música, que estabas diciendo que Celery puso un video. Esa canción era Rap God de Eminem de casualidad. Big.
Era la de. I think it was a Yachty song.
Okay, ya sé cuál es.
Yeah, it was a Yachty song. It was a Yachty song, and it had not Yachty, Yahtzee, whatever that kid's name is. The guy that sounds weird when he raps. Anyway, it was that, but it was so funny. It was so pinpoint, and I just think that's cool. I like that. Although it is scary, right? But I think it's cool.
Okay, so I have been listening to some AI covers of favorite songs, including like make one artist sing like another song from another artist. But mostly I like the ones that are like characters, because it's more fun, you know, characters that you see in cartoons and all that, singing a song that you like. And sometimes when it's very well done, it can be very entertaining. For example, I invite all of you to check out Bring Me to Life by Eric Cartman from South Park. Beautiful song. Even though Cartman is a funny character, they made him do some growls as he's singing, and it sounds like if there was real emotion in there. Pero
I strongly recommend Just a Pineapple.
What? Can you repeat?
Said I strongly recommend Just a Pineapple.
Is that a song? Anyways, well, as I was saying, I stumbled upon something that I haven't seen it before, and it's that an artist sang a song that hasn't been released, by the way, and then they put SpongeBob and Plankton to sing it. And I was watching reels on Instagram, and I came across the preview of the song, which again hasn't been released yet. So if you would like,
I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm going to play it now if you want to hear it. Let me know if you can hear.
Can you hear me better?
Right now,
Better.
yes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry, I'm at work.
I'm gonna play a song here. Okay. So now, so you can hear it better, I'm gonna send it to all of you on WhatsApp. And I am also going to put the
Thank you. Thank you. Send it to WhatsApp so I can hear it.
yeah, I'm gonna send the link as well on Twitch, so people can see it on Twitch as well. But as I was explaining, that was a song, an original song that the guy played. He recorded it, and then he took the acapella and he changed the voices for SpongeBob and or he substituted his voices for SpongeBob and for Plankton. He called
Also, the video itself is AI.
yeah, that's true, but the song, which hasn't been released, I was like, I need the full version of this song right now. This sounds so good.
I don't know if
It's
the same guy.
epic.
I mean, to see and hear Plankton being like at the top of his lungs.
Because
This is where I think AI is cool. Where people use it for art, you know, for creating content, creating something like something awesome. I think that's cool, man. Like that, I just heard it, bro. Like, and you're right. I'm addicted to it. I want the whole thing now. Instant gratification.
But we have to wait. I don't know when it's gonna be released.
because I'm subscribed with. Well, you were talking about the SpongeBob rapper, actually. Es un rapero. He's not the same as singing, but there's a guy. The account is named Glorb. I sent you the link. You can share it onwards and check it out later. But yeah, it's they're going viral. A lot of its songs, it's multi-million songs. And it's just one guy. Like
Yeah,
I want to imagine the other people making memes from their own. You know.
what Khopeshi is talking about is what I just shared with you. I'm gonna also put it on the chat. And Celery, you shared something to me as well. Do you have what is it? Talk to us about it. You there, Celery?
It's just like the one that you said. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, if I mute, it's because I'm in a bad area. But
Taking a shit.
just like you said with like the video, taking a shit at work. No, but just like you said with the video being like by an artist and then they just use the other voices, this became so popular that even country singers were covering it when it's literally SpongeBob and Patrick.
Okay, the song that I just shared, that I was talking about, and I put it here on the microphone. I'm pretty sure it's not up to anything, but the artist is the same one. The one that Celery just recommended is the same artist as the real I sent.
Well, this is like an actual song. You can get it on Spotify.
Yeah, so I am waiting for the one I showed. I'm waiting for it to release so I can get it.
Yeah.
Boy.
Also, hold on. Can you hear me in this spot?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, like what I was saying earlier was I'm not really versed in up-to-date AI. The last AI I know of was in Japan. They were doing documentaries on how they were creating robots to physically look and behave like people so that dentists could practice on them.
Oh my god, you just reminded me of something. Have you seen the robot that they use to practice for I think it was dentists?
Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah, but there's one. There's. I'm talking about a specific video where the robot freaks the fuck out and starts screaming.
Oh my god, no, I have not seen
Oh
that.
my god, that video!
Another.
I'm just gonna play it here. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Let's go to YouTube here real fast. Okay. Okay. This. Check this out. What do you guys think about that? Did you see it in the live? Let me share it so other people
I couldn't
can
watch it because of the live.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to all of you.
Well, I'm gonna be driving, so I won't be
Was
touching the
it
phone, but I'll
you?
be here in and out.
Okay.
Big, was it you or was it DJ that I sent a video of them doing a AI dolphin for SeaWorld?
No, you didn't send that to me. You didn't send that to me. I would have remembered.
Okay, lo voy a poner. I sent the video to you guys so you can watch it later. I'm gonna put it here in the chat as well.
Okay. Was it you, DJ? I sent the video of the AI dolphin.
No, I have read or heard about that, but I don't remember seeing anything.
I'll have to send you the video of it, but it's really cool. They literally put in like so much research, time, and effort into a robotic dolphin that looks, behaves, and feels like a real dolphin.
I am scared about asking the wrong question.
About like what's it? How do they know what a dolphin feels like?
No, you know that in nature, dolphins tend to be a little, abusive.
Like rapey?
Yeah. So I was going to ask, like, did they invest some time into simulating that as well?
They might have. And I'm not sure.
Rapey Flipper coming right.
Rapey Flipper. So what their hopes is that in the future that they won't have to have live animals in captivity for people to see and learn and research, that people can come and see these robotic aquatic creatures instead. But what was really funny was when they introduced the fake dolphin with the real dolphins, they both used echo sonar, but the real dolphins could tell through echo sonar that he was a fake.
Yeah, they are not stupid.
Actually, you know
Well, yeah,
what?
I guess that would be like a
Even
robot
if
coming
you
up
take
to
the
us being
sonar,
like, "Hey."
even if you take the sonar out, dolphins are almost as
They're
smart
smart,
as
dude.
we are.
Dolphins are fucking smart,
They
bro.
will
They are
see
fucking
something and they're gonna
intelligent.
be like, "Are you fucking serious, my man?"
Yeah.
I would
My
like to
guy.
make the argument that dolphins are probably smarter than some human beings.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they got sonar,
Yeah.
bro. Come on now.
The fuck is wrong with my character? You know what? I'm gonna shut down my character. You guys don't need to see me right now. Let's just concentrate on audio.
Fuck you guys. Don't look at me.
It's fighting back.
Where the fuck are you? Goodbye. There you go.
Yeah, the AI, your VTuber AI is fighting back.
Yeah, I shut it down. At least we can still shut it down. What when we can't?
Yeah, exactly. Just
So,
do all you can.
on that note, should we give rights to the machines if they ever evolve to have emotions similar to human beings? What do you think, Big?
I feel that if you are going, I feel like it's like an infant. Pretty much, a robotic AI is an infant.
You're cutting off again.
How do you say?
You were cutting off again for a moment. We did hear that it's an infant and all that, but then there was some activity. I mean,
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Activity.
activity. Yeah.
Listen, it's not in my titty pocket anymore, okay?
Is it the prison pocket now?
Now all the chat knows I keep my phone in my titty pocket at work.
So
You're welcome, chat.
you're saying that they are like an infant, right? That's a very interesting point. But do you?
Well, it is. 'Cause if you think about it, you're breathing life into something that never asked for it. And I feel as though if it can exhibit emotion, like if it can articulate emotion and decision making, doesn't that qualify it as a sentient being?
That's a good question. What do you think?
Within reason. Within reason.
Do you think that within reason it is a legitimate emotion, a legitimate sentient being?
I think with how we're snowballing with AI, if and when it comes to the point where people are breathing life into robotic humans and they are able to have cognitive thinking, reasoning, feeling, I feel as though they should be treated as a baby. And whoever created them should be responsible as their mother or father.
Okay. That's good. Big, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So what do you think? Do you think we should give them rights?
No, I don't think we should give them rights.
Why not?
Bro, it's just it's just not human, bro. Like it's just a piece of I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like electronics, computer chips. And you're telling me that you were gonna give that the same rights we give, another human being?
I'm not saying the same though.
Yeah.
Because that
Can I raise a rebuttal?
That I think that would involve, whenever that happens, it has to involve some type of laws, like a universal law, where everyone is in the same boat about the rights. So I think that would have to be, those rights would have to be decided then and there, but I doubt they would have to be in the same level or the same rights as humans. Like,
yeah.
But
Can I raise a rebuttal?
Go ahead.
I understand what Big's saying, but you've never seen a robot shoot up a school.
Give it time. Give it time.
Give it time.
That is true.
Just give it time. It's gonna happen.
It's
Exactly.
not if.
It's already there, though. Yeah.
It will. You say it will.
It's not like I am 100% sure that it will, but I feel like it could definitely happen. Like, don't stop at schools. Stop at bombing the whole city. If you want.
Demonetized ×2.
Releasing a plague.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, even us humans have been doing that. Whoever doesn't know that, I don't know, demonetized times 3. So what do you say, Khopeshi? Do you think that we should give rights?
I want to hear what Khopeshi has to say.
Oh shit, that's the spotlight. Okay, let me not defraud you guys. No, it's because they are not human. They have no human experience. They do not have neither life, nor liberty, nor property. That makes us humans that cannot go to them because who gives them the ability to learn, who maintains them. We have the capacity to check every single line of code of every single AI that's out there. Impossible. There's so many there that there's not a human lifetime or a society that can analyze all of that code. The spaghetti code that comes from their own thing, AI making AI. No. It is a little bit ranty, but they don't have the human experience. They don't get to be humans. They don't get all the feelings. You know, we anthropomorphize animals as it is by the things we can prove that they can feel, they can do. And, you know, we're barely there. Our people who are very cruel to animals. I don't even imagine when the real thing comes that your life becomes an AI and, you know, your only human want to prove yourself to be human overrides whatever the hell the AI will do, and you decide to, you know, life or death situation. You decide to, well, whatever God wants, and you'll, you know, let go of life, so to speak.
Do you know
Yeah.
what's the funny thing about, you know, the rights and all that? I think let's think for a moment. We always see the scenarios where an AI would go rogue and immediately like betray humanity or want to kill people. But we never analyze the scenario where a machine would present itself as a friend and continue presenting itself as a friend, but have like ulterior motives in the end. So if that was the case,
Motive, again, is something human. You cannot attribute that to animals, for example. They just follow their own instinct. The ones with motive is us. We make the plans and we stalk or we save. We you know, we hunt or we cure an animal for, you know, for their own living well-being. Stuff like that, you know. Animals don't do that. Animals can show you certain appreciation, but that conscious type of thing, it's very us, you know. Very,
I think you raise a very interesting point in that. Okay.
It also sounds a little pre-Civil War.
Yep.
Not gonna lie.
I don't go in that route. If you keep seeing all these wars and shit,
You're thinking sentient beings, but if you breathe life and sentiency into an inanimate object, you hold the responsibility of, like, you know, caring for it. Like, for all we know, in the future, there could be a fucking robot that finds the cure for cancer. Are you going to be like, nah, fuck you, you're not allowed to own a car?
that'll never happen, though.
But then again, anything can happen.
I mean, if we could check that code, that it assures us that that code is 100% certified by, you know, voluntary people, not a corporation, not a Microsoft, not a, you know, all of these fucking technocrat corporations. They will have an ulterior motive if it's profit or otherwise. Its profit is not all that bad, but there's a certain push to control what people think or what people can say or do. You know, that's the issue with me and AI. That's what's actually being used. You know, the prototypes, the kite versions of what would be 10 years from now, today. That's you know, the good that could be used. Yes, if we could, like, make it sure, like, us, the normal, regular people, you know, without any intention to profit or manipulate or do hurt with it. Yeah, I would say in that case, but I don't think that's possible. You know, there's these the way we test AI is so it keeps gathering information. So what would be what would it be used for the data? I mean, all that time and time again is for censorship, and it's for learning ulterior motives all the time. If we don't get access to that code, that programming that they have, and that's the point, none of them are open source. That would be open source. None of them are open source. Unless some hacker or some shit like that, which will happen any time. I'm looking for to that specific. Something like something black market, so it's open up for anybody to check out and to be assured that it's not going to hurt us. But as it being human, I think the human experience needs to be, you need to be born a woman and a man. Before humans, we were thinking men, thinking women. Human is just another trait of modernity. Like you need to be the thinking man or thinking woman in order to be. But that's stuff like that. I don't think of a human. You can feel. Maybe they have emotions. Maybe not a soul, because that's another whole other subject.
I have something. It's a joke, but it's a valid question. What about in the future when the robot comes and bitch slaps you in the face? That emotion that it will evoke on you, will it be real or fake?
It is, because I am the human, they're not.
So what is the distance or the difference? Like, if they are able to evoke emotions in people, I'm pretty sure that means that they have understood the emotions by that moment.
I mean, but there's the human experience means that you yourself will there's emotions that you will feel as your life goes on. The experiences you have. Anything can evoke you. A brain can evoke you. Anything such as certain things as simple as that, or as expensive as the cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a difference. Humans.
Yeah, you're right.
I have to somehow human. The human. That's another thing. But we need to solve our human thing first. To be thinking about becoming other thing, which it doesn't have.
The funny thing is, I think I agree with you, everything you're saying, but I also agree with what Celery says, which is not mutually exclusive, because she said something important, and it brings us to the second point, which says, like, ¿quién debería tener la autoridad para definir y controlar los derechos de las máquinas? Like, who should have that authority to define and control the rights of machines? And Celery brought a very fantastic point when she said, if you bring life into something, you should be responsible for that.
Can I say something? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm committed to the devil's advocate since Big and Daddy Diablo are on the same team here. So, going by what Daddy Diablo is saying, as far as your stance is because they are not sentient beings, are you saying that people that are vegetables do not have human rights anymore because they can't be sentient beings?
Oh God. What celery means is people that have some neurological or physical impediments, mostly neurological, which impede them from, probably like a vegetative or a catatonic state.
Yeah, what DJ said. He said it.
I mean, I'm not saying that they are, of course they're human because they were born. They are thinking, even though with restraints due to, circumstances, physical or what wrong with it, they're still human. They are a thinking man or woman with life and with property, because they're not, their own life is the property. So they are choosing to stay alive. That's part of it, of course. Now,
what is your definition of property?
Property is what you would invest your own time or your own body into making it material into its work, which is one of the three basic rights of what a human is, which is born free and all of that. These robots, these program shits, they are all beholden to corporations that we have zero control. Not even the governments have control.
Let's not Let's not
Oh, yeah,
pretend. Let's not pretend that we are really in control of our lives, though.
we do have some control. I mean, I'm
So
not choosing to go on a rampage. I'm choosing to do good. As well as everybody has a capacity to do it and do bad. And
to
it's
a
easier to
certain
do bad, you
to
know.
a certain extent, yes. But our
It
roles in
seems that,
society have been defined long ago.
I mean, they have, but then enough people, like, it's not, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of, population. It can be as little as 10%. Revolutions have happened with 10% of that group making a stand and saying, no, I ain't got, I'm having only. There's a thing that, like, we think we have less control than we actually have, though. There's other, in the, how do you call this? Invisible things that you could say, oh, I got beyond my control. Well, it's the little things that, add up one after the other. With your people, with your, of course, your society, your city, your government, they do add up, Otherwise, we would be slave. What? At least the first. Maybe we do have a good type of celebrity. That's another theory, but I don't think it merits to talk about it right now because it's incredibly long, a lot to talk about. But the thing is, like, we do have to talk about. I don't feel that we're predestined. We are destined to we put effort in this world. Of course, our ancestors did what they did, and we need to make them proud, so to speak. But yeah, like,
Okay.
there's some restrictions too. But I agree with you on that. There are some restrictions that make it seem like we're being guided into a certain path, but I still think that we absolutely have some control in what goes on.
Okay. How about you, Big? Who should have that authority? I mean, if you're there, of course.
I'm here. I'm sorry. Trying to get this out of the way here so I could go.
You make it, you buy.
You thought you buy.
I didn't catch the last couple of minutes.
Oh no, like who should have the authority to define and control the rights of the machines if they were to be, established one day?
I mean, it would have to be a government organization that sets the laws. That's just my opinion.
I am scared of that answer.
I mean, bro. I mean, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
I hate to say it, DJ, as scary as it is, it's true.
Yeah.
Because if you look at anything, the government has the last say in everything.
Well, like you said, DJ, these rules have been established many centuries ago.
Yep.
It is what it is, guys. I mean, that's just, I'm telling you, that's as scary as it sounds. Yeah, that's where it's going to get. And that's the scary thing is if that organization decides to go rogue, we're fucked. We are literally fucked. So I know why DJ was shaking over here when I said it.
Yep. Because, I mean, ultimately, it's gonna be the government. So it's like, every time I think about it, it's like, yeah, let's give it to the best fucked up or fucker up of all existence.
Best fucker upper?
Like, if you can trust something to something that controls like that, and you will see how bad they will fuck it up, the government is a good contender for that. So, Big, do you think it's ethic that humans have the power to decide over the rights of the machines? Ethical? Do you think it's ethical?
I think it's ethical. That's just my opinion.
Okay. How about you, Celery?
I think to decide that humans have right over all animals is just like saying the same for robots. Like, one could argue, who the hell are we? Since we're animals too, we're not just humans, we're animals, yet we feel that we're superior to all the other animals just because of our intellect. So who are we to judge based on the robots that we breathe life into?
This is the food chain, mama. That's the food chain.
You know, I
We're at the
always,
top of it.
I always think the same as Celery says, like, who are we? We are also animals, right? But we are talking about a man-made creation
Machine.
here. So it applies, like, to a certain extent. I understand that even if we make it, if we give it the capacity to evolve, it's going to leave us biting the dust. Like, that's a given, almost.
But then that raises the counterpart for Big3z said that's, you know, the pyramid
The food
of
chain,
apex
yeah.
predator. If we knowingly make these robots and they become the apex predator, lie down and take it.
Damn. What the fuck? It's like, take it like a bitch. God, that's.
What if then robots start saying, like, no, we are going to decide what your rights are going to be?
As we have to many other animals. Who are we to be any different?
Exactly. So in
I
reality, it's just
think it's
nature
wild.
going back to a level, you know?
Yeah. I mean, something had to take the T-Rex out, right?
Yep.
I feel like something has to happen, evolve. Something needs to evolve. That's just part of the way it is, you know, with humans and the mark we've left on Earth, and how things play out. Usually, empires come, empires go. New things are created. There's more science. Humans continue to get smarter, continue to create things that could eventually kill you.
I would like to caveat that some humans tend to get stupider.
Yep.
But
Hola,
also,
Katarina.
what?
No, just saying hi to someone here in the chat.
Oh. But with that being said, as far as rights go, I feel that some rights they would have to forfeit. They would have to follow our laws if they are sentient beings. But I don't see why a robot contributing to society and is working for people, whether it's corporate or not, why they aren't allowed to own property, why they aren't allowed to live a life.
But live a life, they're not. It's a computer. It's
Yeah, but
it's a fucking
but
computer.
hypothetically, you breathed life into that computer.
There's
Are you
no
God
life.
to give life to something and then take it away?
There's no life. It's a computer.
No, when she says life, she doesn't mean human life. She means
Oh, life like in like alive. Like I still think it's
Like,
this a
it's a
computer.
sentient thing.
It's a computer.
It's
It's
a
a bot.
computer. But think of the computer as a baby big. I know it's a hard concept, but think about it.
I can't.
A
I just
baby
can't.
is just a sponge. All they do is absorb information as infants.
Yeah, and then this
sometimes
punch will fucking kill you.
sometimes the computers cry, and then sometimes they just crap on themselves. So yeah, they pretty much.
Yeah.
No, they fucking crash. They fucking the bot breaks. You guys, you know when the bot breaks. I don't even have to say anything. DJ, you know.
They're having a temper tantrum.
But that's the ghost in the machine, you know.
But here's the argument, babe. It's a hypothetical of if you feed enough information into a machine that it can have cognitive thinking and be sentient on its own, would you rob it of living a life or treat it like a slave?
I don't know. I love machines, man, but I would fucking enslave that shit.
Can we bring a little bit of Bible into this maybe?
Yeah, of course. I am ready for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we could keep going back and forth on this, but if we stick to the Bible and what the Bible says, it says that God created man. Man was lonely, created woman from the rib of the man, right?
And
And
created them in his image.
in his image, right? Created earth
Mhm.
and gave them life and told them reproduce. And we have listened very well. This how many people in the world now? 7 billion? Right? 7 billion people.
Way more than that.
Yeah,
Ask
yeah.
the bot.
8 billion.
Ask the bot.
Yeah, but
But-
the question is, in that same story, we have something very interesting, and it's like it was said, "Do not eat from the fruit of this tree,"
Oh.
and we did.
Humans are rebel. We're rebels.
AI robots are definitely going to do the same thing. We can
That's
give
the
them an
thing that we
Eden.
have.
We can give them an Eden. We can give them like the perfect way for them to exist, but they will want to be their own thing. They will definitely gravitate to, finding their own forbidden fruit.
Yeah. I guess this could just go so many ways, man. Like seriously, it's wild.
What we
It's
know
wild.
is that as fucked as the world is right now, it is the best we're gonna have. Cause as machines start, evolving, yeah, of course, in the near future, maybe a lot of people will be like, okay, I don't have to work on this anymore, and maybe it takes a lot of jobs and it produces more jobs, and then society moves to like this amazing utopia where you don't have to struggle so much. There's like abundance of resources and all that. But I think that utopia is kind of unlikely. But even if it were to happen, I think that after that, whatever will come with machines will be a little creepy, at least. So I would say that this time right now, where we can control AI still and we can control machines and they help us in our daily tasks, I think that this is the golden age.
It is the golden age. It is. We're living the golden age.
As soon as we lose that control in the future, it's over. That's my opinion. Okay, so since it's or ethical to give rights or to control the rights of the machines, what are the ethical implications to negate those rights?
Safety. That's it.
What?
Safety?
Safety. We're safe from them.
But that's what the government says about us. Like, I remember back when Obama was the president, they were saying to him, like, what did he think about the privacy of civilians being, endangered in some cases. And he said, you can either be private or safe, but you cannot be both. Like, as long as humanity and civilization tries to go for their safety, they have to start giving in some freedoms. And, it's like you said, as a human, like you mentioned earlier, you have some control. You could go on a rampage, right? But if you want to live in society and you want to be safe, you have...
that will follow its directive, even jumping certain safeguards to not go into a rampage because of the example I gave you last time. You know, the airplane that was flying with AI, and it decided that it was on its own. It was better to destroy the control towers that were giving them all the AI orders to not destroy a certain place. He destroys the AI goes to destroy the towers and goes and jumps the directive to not hit that area with civilians. That's the example I keep using. Like it has already gone on a rampage, even with the safeguards, even with the directives.
There is a very interesting movie, an old one, but very good, very interesting movie. It involves a fighter jet that they retrofitted, or well, they built it to implant an AI on it, and then they would give them like a lot of combat training. But at some point, something happened while they were testing it. I think it was like a thunder fell on it, a lightning fell on it.
I
Because
think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, the movie is called Stealth. Gonna write it in
Oh
the
yeah,
chat.
yeah, I remember that movie.
That movie
By
is
the way,
amazing.
Khopeshi, I agree with everything you said, Khopeshi. I wanted to say that.
Yeah, fuck you too, big.
How about you, Celery? What are the ethical implications of negating? Like, how do you justify as humanity, not as you, but if you were like the one who decides to give or take away rights from machines, what would the justification be?
Well, first, I would like to clarify that there's no right or wrong answer to any of these questions, but
Yes, there is.
if you're going to go based off of what Daddy Diablo said, with
Daddy Diablo.
knowing good from bad, like having control, all of that is learned as a baby. I'm gonna die on this baby hill because all of that is learned as a child. If you are not taught as a child right from wrong, morals, how to behave, you have these kids that go and shoot up schools. You have these people that have no problem taking other people's lives. They have no control. So how is that any different?
Khopeshi, how is that any different?
Oh, come again?
She said.
That's what you get for not listening.
No, she said that when you have a kid, you have to teach that kid, to be polite, to have values, and if you don't give that education and that care, that love to that child could grow up and potentially go shoot up a school. It could go on a rampage. So how is that different from a machine? And she's saying that to say that you could treat a machine like you could treat a baby. Like if you don't.
Yeah, but the thing with the machine is like it has already been, with more older AIs than the ones that we use today. You give it the time to learn from the mistakes of other people, like you would a child. A child, in order for it to, on its own discern from good and bad, you need for him to make the mistakes that the child will make. Otherwise, he will think like everything he does is wrong, and that's how they lash out. One of the examples that could be given, like for a child to lash out, like when they grow up and go on a killing spree, or they get mistreated and abused. There's a whole lot of abuse of children in this form. We should be already ahead of that. We haven't done that yet. Or in order to, compare it to a child, he kind of needs to have that guiding hand, which is the parents, which is a society, a community that takes care of it. That he falls, somebody will lift him up. Don't worry, it's painful now, but you will learn. Keep him nourished. The whole nourishment is not just about eating, but you pass on your own morality and your own, worldview. You're a good person that you want to pass on to that child to. That he should be a good person. If you leave him to the, to the wild, you will be a wild child, of course, and you will do what a child do and do whatever they want. Maybe it's good, or it's bad. It's that thing, and with machines specifically, which is the guiding hand? Is teaching or letting it, learn, the images so they make an AI, or the behavior so they behave a certain way when you're chatting with them. Like, it's not just the information they put it. It's what are the sensors that are getting applied to it, making them act a certain way. That's the issue right there, because it's not only the human experience that we would do and discern from good and evil. They just, this is the only thing that I should choose to do. But then once that good doesn't make sense because we choose good when we compare it to the bad, bullshit happens. Very, very. Speaking on real life examples, very racially insensitive things have happened with certain AIs that were tested because they let it absorb any information and then being a fucking bigot, hateful thing. I think that that's the precedent. I keep going to that precedent that it's already set. Right? How much does it have to be censored and to be, the safeguards so it functions in order to not be damaging to humanity?
They're already letting some of those safeguards down, though.
Yep.
Even with GPT bot.
Yeah, the algorithms too. That speed us steps. Haven't you noticed that the algorithms are sending us all sorts of violent shit and stuff like that?
Khopeshi, they opened it up. You know that, right? They opened it up to internet.
Yeah, like
Yeah, the only thing they need to do is install ChatGPT on the Amica robot that we saw.
Oh, dude. Fucking A.
And then give it.
Dude, that's wild.
Have you seen the Atlas robot from Google? From Boston Dynamics?
I have not seen it, no.
He can dance. He can jump. He can do kind of like parkour without falling.
That's crazy.
So yeah, just put those legs in there on Amica and put ChatGPT in there. And then Google also has a dog. I'm pretty sure you have seen the robot dog that they put like a mechanical arm on top of it, and it just walks by itself. And you can actually buy it right now. Like as a consumer, you could buy that dog and use it like for any type of work or task. And after you teach it what their task is and how to identify the objectives of what it has to do, it just starts working automatically for you.
That's crazy.
And that dog has a mechanical arm that can open doors.
That's wild.
So just imagine, like I said on the last part, and part 2, all the possible elements of what would constitute like a humanoid shaped robot with pretty advanced thinking and the capacity to do some stuff. All the possible components are being developed separately. But at some point, some crazy mofo is going to just put them all together. Yeah. So, of course...
Can I say something?
What?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I think if you're going to use these poor things as sex robots, you should at least give them rights.
Wouldn't that entail that if at some point the robot you're going to use as a sexual object tells you, I am tired, then you cannot,
Now it's competing with women. That's a whole brand.
With that right, you should have to allow it for consent.
Yes, exactly.
So you're defeating the purpose because you said like if you're gonna use it like that, then at least give it rights. But if you give it rights, then you cannot use it.
But isn't that the same with humans?
No, because humans have inherited rights or inherent rights.
That's right.
But if you're gonna fuck something like a human, you might as well give it human rights. I mean,
It is not like a
would
human.
would you go out and fuck a dolphin? Why wouldn't you just fuck a human to begin with? Think about that.
Reproduction. You cannot reproduce if you fuck a dolphin, but you can reproduce if you have sex with
Hey, well,
your own species.
Where are you drawing the line? You'll put your dick in a robot, but not an otter?
Because the robot is a creation of men.
Man, yeah.
Well, men and women, whatever. But it's the same thing. Like I sell dildos and vibrators. Like if you're gonna have a huge dragon dildo and stick it on yourself, shouldn't you at least ask for its consent first?
Yeah.
And then you would say no because it's an object, right? It doesn't matter how advanced AI gets. It will have to manifest itself through any of the man-made creations that we have made, either a computer, some speakers, or a physical body, but it will all be man-made. It will all be an object. And we are not talking about the object specifically here. We're talking about the abstract part of it, the thinking. Although what you're saying is a very valid point, and I hadn't really thought about that, but my opinion, it's still an object. It's a property, like Khopeshi said. Like
yeah, because we're and that discussion is already happening up in the open.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's a very slippery slide that it's not gonna end up too good, and it's already being discussed as if like this is what's going to be like actual men so lonely that they are considering it like that, like completely forget copying up from women and choosing everything. That's bleak. There's multiple books and movies speaking about this whole thing. You know, I think this is like the peak of the whole sex wars we've been having. Who's better? Who's worse? Women are strong. Women are strong. We're getting that into that certain aspect of actually like a schism, like a point of no return. You know, it's a very it's a very contentious topic itself. You know.
I agree with you. Based on everything I know and I have seen and I have read about, I am very, very on point with your opinion. I think it's spot on in my opinion too. Do you think that when we say that we should be the ones to negate those rights or to give them, and that we should be the ones to decide what the implications or ethical implications for that are, which, as Khopeshi said, safety is a big one in my opinion.
Yeah. Safety is the biggest, actually.
Yeah. Would you say that negating those rights can be considered discrimination? What do you think, Khopeshi? What do you think?
I mean, the thing about discrimination is, I mean, it's like a controversial opinion, but sad to say, we as humans, it's how we got here. We discriminate.
Yep.
We weeded out the more violent from the, yeah, exactly. Like the more violent from the more peaceful, the poisonous fruit from the nutritious, anything else. What is rotten, like what actually looks dead, it's imprinted in our own selves. There's the term, DJ, the uncanny valley.
Yep.
The uncanny valley is what happens when we as humans feel an instinctual disgust with something that looks humanoid but isn't.
But it is not, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that's because we need to discern what's alive and what's dead. And actually, probably what humanites are compatible with us because, we haven't been like this
Okay,
all the time.
beautiful way to put it, but I have to ask, and this is like a side note. I want to ask all three of you, when was the last time you actually felt the uncanny valley?
Tell me what?
You know, the uncanny
Did I feel
valley.
like
It's
a
like
cannibal?
uncanny. Have you ever heard of the uncanny valley?
I know what uncanny is.
Okay. Basically, the uncanny valley is like Khopeshi explained, when you see something that looks or feels very human, but you kind of know it is not. So it gives you like this uneasy feeling, this like cringe. It's almost like a goosebump kind of feeling. Like, let's say you see a robot talking like a human and its face moving almost like a human, or a video game character for that matter, and you're like, what the fuck is this that looks like a person that doesn't look like a... But deep inside yourself you kind of feel uneasy because it's like, it is not human.
The only time I feel like that is when I see faces in pictures of like scenery.
But you pictures that are real people, or
Like pictures of like real outside in nature, and you just see a face, like a human face.
oh, you mean like when you can see face in like the vegetation and stuff?
Yeah, but
Okay.
here's the thing: we as humans don't realize, and it's been scientifically proven, that we look for similarities in everything around us.
Yep. Specifically, we try to find the face everywhere.
Yes. That's just how our brains are programmed.
Do you imagine if that is like a disposition of the human being to kind of find a connection everywhere?
I think it's a part of our humanity. Human beings, by nature, are, how do I say? I don't want to say programmed, but like survivally, and I want to say biblically, we are programmed to look for ourselves in other things because by nature we are social creatures.
Yep.
We are like pack animals.
Yes, we are.
We try to find that connection everywhere. Like that's a given. Like that is something even if you don't know it.
Which is what I'm
Like,
trying
if
to
you
do with
program
sex
into
dolls.
it.
But I think more than a program is just our instinct. Like,
Yeah, programmed.
I think it's like it's the program.
Forget DJ, we're in the Matrix, DJ. Don't forget.
No,
We are the
this
AI.
time it's not batteries. This time it's babies. Celery said it's babies.
Yeah.
Well, I would also like to put on the record that I completely agree with you guys about the whole sex doll thing. I just like playing devil's advocate.
You always play devil's
Dime
advocate.
Nation, gracias por esos beats.
Listen, somebody has to have an opposing opinion, or this wouldn't be a debate.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, the last time was Khopeshi's first time here, and during the entire first part, Big and I were like bouncing ideas to each other. But since it was the first time, it was like we were basically agreeing in everything, or saying like, "Do you imagine this scenario?" And we were like, "Holy shit!" But then
we were also really high too. Don't forget.
Yeah. Then second part came in, and then Khopeshi threw us a curveball.
Oh, I remember that shit.
The first time he talked, he was like, "No, because it could be like this," and we were like, "Oh shit!" Like it changed the entire meaning of the first part where he was not present. It changed it completely. So the fact that you're bringing an idea, that you're saying like we need debate, I think that's perfect. That's how new ideas appear.
Well, that, and how are you going to see from another standpoint
Yeah,
without it.
you get like tunnel vision.
It's literally me V3, and I'm playing the humanitarian part,
Not at all.
surprisingly.
The baby.
The baby, the poor baby.
Listen, they are
The little
babies.
baby.
So,
By right,
do you think
they are something created by humans that you put information into to teach them how to behave and act.
how
Tell
to
me that
kill
is
you
not
in the
an infant.
future?
No.
So, do you think it's discriminating to negate rights? Celery?
What's negate again?
Negate?
Like take away?
Take away.
Prohibit, take away.
Prohibit.
I think that by right, we can only go so far with AI. Robotically, intellectually, they lack the distinguishing of there's good and bad people and bad and good people.
I think that's impossible to teach an AI. If you think
Exactly.
about it. Like,
So
Yeah, and when we'll go back to my opinion on it. That's why I feel the way I do. It's hard to teach them. Like, you can't give it that human element. You know, that's exclusive to us. Just like they're going to be exclusive to their ability to be smarter than us. Oh my god, it's fucking scary, bro.
that's why I told you the last part, and Khopeshi was saying exactly that same thing. I remember, and I said, guys, but the machine doesn't need to have our limits.
exactly. They've already surpassed our limitations.
Because the thing that the humanity also produced that we still have an infinite ways to use the information we gather as a civilization. You know, we have seen societies, civilizations rise and fall multiple times, and every time they fall, we forget something. So,
Yet we keep repeating the same mistakes.
yet that's the human condition right there. We keep focusing on what makes us different. A house divided cannot stand, and there's actually that's my worry about AI. It's actually going to be used to exacerbate what makes us different. If it will be used exclusively to keep us together, that would be ideal, fantastic utopia. None of those exist. You know how it is. The internet was supposed to be the ultimate beacon of knowledge for the entire planet to be educated at last, civilized. Yet we still have, if not worse than years prior to the internet. All the devices and violence and shit. And
Yeah.
people not being able to fulfill their purpose and their potential. Stuff like that.
I agree with both of you. Like the human experience is definitely the point, the key to it all. Like the main difference that AI can never have is the human experience. Doesn't matter even if it's better at processing information than we are. The soul in itself is something that it will never have. And when I say the soul, I mean like both used spiritually and as the human experience. I believe that's our soul. Okay, so how about you?
And something?
What?
Have you ever heard of somebody being fed so much information about something that they start to believe that information is true?
Yep.
And that is their reality?
That's an actual thing with a name. I just don't remember the name. But yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, let me just explain it instead.
Yeah.
Who's to say that can't happen with AI?
That happens with humans. Like, you can program a human being very easily.
Yep.
Like,
I agree with that statement.
I don't want to enter into too much of it because it's kind of like a
It's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole.
Not only a rabbit hole, but a very sensitive subject I'm pretty sure
Very,
a
very,
lot of
very.
people wouldn't be happy of us talking about this, but
I'm with you on that, Baba.
I know for a fact that humans are very malleable. And I
Yeah.
know for a fact that you can create a perfect schedule and pass it as coincidence. That's all I am going to say.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at history with all the cults.
Yep.
But another thing is, as Daddy Diablo likes to keep pointing out, he's looking at from a corporate standpoint and only saying, well, who's going to help us from them? Who's going to protect us from them? Who's going to protect them from us?
Oh, they don't need protection.
That's actually what I was saying, like, a while ago. Like, you don't need a majority of
You're
people
assuming
to monopolizing water.
they don't need protection.
From who? You do know.
Can I say something extremely controversial?
Do you know how machine learning works? Before you say your statement.
No.
Okay, they create the first.
No, I don't.
The first generation, right? And the AI can process. Let's say it depends on the processing power, but let's say that with your computer, right? You can start programming an AI to do anything, right? The first thing you do is give it some data, tell it like this is what you need to do, and you are more successful when you are able to do this, and then you give it a task. When you complete that command, you're giving it a task. Then the AI has the power to, let's say, test 100 times in one moment, in what would take us as a human being to test one hypothesis. Let's say that machine can take 10 hypotheses, right? And then they test it at the same time, and whatever works for the task, whatever gets you closer to the task, is deemed a success, and then the AI proceeds to the second generation using the best ideas that it got, but it kills all the other simulations. Like it's like if you could yourself, if you had the power to divide yourself into 10 people and test an experiment 10 times, and the ones that succeeded the experiment or got some progress at least get accepted, but the other ones get shot in the head right then and there. So
don't we do that as humans?
AI, the way AI learns is by killing itself many times. So if AI can kill itself without any feeling,
They don't have feelings because they don't feel.
Having that in mind, what were you going to say?
But Big, here is the root of the argument, okay? From a humanitarian standpoint, you're raising the question of whether we should allow AI to have rights and who would dictate them, which in turn is entertaining the idea that you are believing them to be able to even be remotely sentient enough to require rights. And if you're raising that kind of a question, wouldn't building these AIs, assuming that they're sentient enough to even ask if they need rights, and then just killing them, be like aborting a baby?
Damn,
Boom.
there comes the baby again. It was a battery last time, it's a baby now. But guess what? The Matrix had both.
But like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying, abort babies. We're not going to get into the topic of whether or not that should be like a for or against. That's a political thing I don't give a shit about. I'm just raising that up.
Abort the code.
I'm just using it as a...
Let's go with that word because it's more relevant to it. So abortion is like so It's a heavy subject.
I mean, but you would be talking about abortion in the name of eugenics if you were going to describe it in the human counterpart of it, and that's very taboo in our society.
That's
Very
like
taboo. I
things
was about to
because
say that. That's
it's
Like eugenics.
That's an iffy topic.
I have to say I am very proud of the fact that eugenics has been something that us as humanity have looked at it and have said like, nah, man. And I think it's beautiful.
I have no idea what that is.
Eugenics is the idea of making of the fact that if you control who reproduces and who doesn't in a certain society, that then you can make that society better if you were able to choose what traits to pass on and what traits to eliminate.
Oh.
Basically what the AI
I feel like
does to every single generation that fails the test that it's given when it's learning.
It's wild that we're even having this conversation.
Yep. So us as humanity have said like, no, man, that's too much, and it's what a certain genocidal dictator tried doing.
It's almost there.
But isn't that the beauty of it, Big? That we can have these conversations?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, of course, no, I'm all for it. Like we're this, like DJ said, this is a safe place, you know.
Yep.
We could talk and share our thoughts and we respect each other's opinions.
I mean,
you know,
it's so.
Yeah,
us as individuals, I have hope that we already very what do you call this, tolerant of each other's point of view, but it's the platform that's actually what I am mostly worried about. Not the people. You guys are awesome, but the fucking platform.
Oh yeah, we know about that, but
yeah, the platform.
we're just trying to make things better here.
Can someone translate? I did not understand that album.
He's saying, the distinction between us being awesome and the platform not necessarily being full of awesome people.
Platform we're seeing right now, Twitch itself will implement certain rules upon what you can and cannot say. That's what I mean.
No, but that's why we say it in a very respectful way.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
We know, we understand the rules. Like, we cannot be saying whatever the fuck we want, but if we are respectful, we
can't?
But we can get very close. If we are respectful, you know what I mean?
Well, I hate to say this, but chat, I said what I said. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. That's my opinion. It's my truth. Take it or leave it. You don't like it? Good for you.
I respect it.
That's the kind of spirit.
In an ideal world, in an ideal world, that's the best.
I know it is.
But you, Celery, specifically, and Big specifically knows that I got almost cancelled for something that was a complete lie.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, you cannot say whatever you want to say. I wasn't even given the option to say anything.
Yeah. That's a very touchy topic.
Yeah,
but
it
understand your point.
It serves as an example that the fact that you may have the right to have the free speech and that you want to exercise it, that's a beautiful idea. But unfortunately, that's not 100% the case all the time.
No, people don't understand the weight of their words. I will forever, I don't care, unapologetically be myself. I will never be anything other than me. What you see is what you get. I said what I said. People are going to believe to the day they die what they want to hear, no matter what you say, and that's their problem, not mine.
And you can ask Khopeshi. I agree with what you're saying. You can
But I
judge him.
also
He knows
see where
my
you're
he knows my personality. But when we are making the distinction about this platform, for example, like it has a
yeah.
certain amount of rules of things you can say or not say. For the interest or the best of us all, or for whatever other reason, that's irrelevant to the topic. But there are rules, and we have to have some respect when we say what we want to say in this platform, for example. Not necessarily 100% be careful about it or 100% limit yourself, but if you're going to say something that you know it's almost crossing the line, then you have to kind of have that respect for the subject, and I'm pretty sure you can find a
Like,
way to say it respectfully without violating those lines. That's what I mean.
That 1984 double speak kind of vibe.
I
Very
agree.
yeah.
You
Now,
big. I'll
uh,
say what I want to say, but I still respect other people and their opinions.
of
No, of
course,
course, of course.
that's not even a question of the question in itself. But of course, yeah, one has to be careful sometimes if one wants to keep surviving.
Yeah,
When I say surviving, I'm using it figuratively, of course, or not.
absolutely.
Take it or anyways. Okay, Celery. Since I have you here, I'm going to mix these two questions. How can you define the legitimacy of the emotions? And here we are getting into Big's favorite section, which will be the last 30 minutes of the podcast. So, Big, buckle up. Here we go. How can we
Oh, Lord.
define and measure that legitimacy of the emotions, and to what extent could we have the ability to sympathize with machines, you think?
Wait, sympathize with like show
Oh,
like feel sad like if something happens to the
Exactly.
machine.
Like, do you think that we really have? Let's say, like
I
Khopeshi was saying, like we make the machine and it doesn't have the human experience, right? We treat it as a property. It's not free. So, using those opinions in mind, do you think that we can really sympathize with the emotions of those machines and their legitimacy? And how can we define or measure that legitimacy from a philosophical perspective, at least?
Yeah, I honestly don't think um I don't know, I can't see myself feeling bad for computer burns out. Like if my computer burns out right now, I just replace it. Even if it's intellectual and it's very smart, and if it thinks that it feels, it's never gonna understand what feeling is because it never had the opportunity to experience that. You can give it all the knowledge you want, give it all the fucking data you want, all the algorithms. That thing is never gonna be able to say, okay, I know what it feels like to be a human, so I understand. You know, you should understand. Like, I feel sad. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna feel sad for you, whatever the case may be. You're a fucking PC. I don't know. That's just my opinion, bro. But those are my 2 cents. Go on.
When your PC dies, do you feel bad for yourself or
Can I
for the
ask you a
machine?
I don't feel bad for. I just get another one, a faster one, a better one, with more RAMs and
Can I
gigs
ask you
and
a
and processing power.
Go ahead, Celery. You can also follow up with your answer to the question.
Big, I would like to ask, have you ever had a favorite car? Like a car you love so much?
I knew that you were gonna mention a car, because when I was asking about the PC, I imagined a car.
Well, I will tell you, I've had several cars where I like my car, yeah, and it gets me to point B, but I'm not in love with my car. Like it's just a car, you know. It's just
But
thing that gets
it's not love, it's sympathize.
sympathize with. It gets me to point B. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Where you going with this, Celery?
Of the
Oh, you're
question
breaking
Celery,
is
up.
to invoke emotion.
you're cutting off.
Sympathize and empathize. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Now we can, yes.
All right. The root of the question is to invoke feeling big, whether it be sympathize, empathize. If it invokes any feeling out of you, that is the answer to the question.
No.
Say you have a favorite car, you love that car. You named that car. That car took you all over the place, and then that car took a shit. How do you feel?
I get another one.
I mean, but that's
Does it hurt you?
I understand with the
And I fall in love with the new one. Just like I do when I buy a new computer. It's the same thing.
But it's evoking feeling, isn't it?
I mean,
Excitement,
but that,
joy,
Yeah,
that
but we
feeling
have to
is
anger
go
when it
back.
breaks.
that feeling is one-sided though. We just appreciate the memories that we had, but it's an object. That object doesn't appreciate those memories that it made with us.
Yeah, because if I die, that's dead.
But-
You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, DJ, but your question was, can we empathize, sympathize with an AI robot?
What do you think? With the no, but
I
the
think
question is if you can empathize with the emotions that machines could have in the future.
I can't. I can't. I personally can't.
I mean, people will slip up. If we're talking in a society or humanity standpoint, people already make pet rocks, their favorite socks, their favorite AI. It's the same, but with the whole aspect of mimicking an emotion. It'll never be a real emotion. It's just imitating the real thing.
Okay,
And so
but
people, we will get caught up. That's for sure. We'll get caught up. Already getting caught up with ChatGPT and all of that. You know.
I believe
I do agree with Daddy Diablo. That just brings us back around to the point made that, like, finding human faces in random objects just because we're sociable creatures by nature.
yeah, we are trying to find a connection.
Yeah, but a face and an evoking emotion is just two different things, you know. Yes, we are pattern seekers. The whole thing about faces.
Algorithm.
Yeah, we have our own algorithm. We got our own tool. The pattern seeking, what's friendly, what's a foe, you know, what will eat us. But thing about emotion specifically is, yeah, it may help you emotions. I mean, probably you want to bounce them back.
If you zoom in into our soul, if you were able to zoom in into our soul with a microscope into the quantum realm, you would see a baby with a cylinder that says Duracell. Yeah, baby batteries.
Baby batteries.
Jesus.
Just so you
I
know,
have a question.
Go ahead.
Who dictates our emotions? Who tells us whether our emotions are right or wrong, or how we should feel?
I mean, I know for a fact that they have been trying to teach us how to feel offended.
They're doing a damn good job.
Oh, so that's your answer. It is
But
that easy.
that's the thing.
It is that easy
That's
to teach an emotion, but you can
We
teach our
are
emotion.
fed how to feel.
Yeah, but we are fed our the emotions that we are fed are still human. It's easy to teach a human emotion. But is it easy to teach a human, a computer, a human emotion if that human emotion is solidified or legitimized by the human experience?
Is it just you and me in Discord now?
No.
Oh, I don't know if it's just showing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
We all here. Oh, maybe you
But
touched
then
one of the screens and it zooms.
I don't know. Maybe something happened while it was in my titty
You
pocket.
titty touched it.
My titty touched it.
Who are you seeing right now? Big?
No, myself. I don't see anybody
Oh,
else.
so yeah, your titty touched yourself.
Oh my lord. I cannot even. But then my question is, what about humans being brainwashed to be like robots?
It doesn't matter. The human is still there.
Yeah.
You could lobotomize the human, and even if they are like, you know, their functions are greatly killed, there's still a human in there. You can still feel the human in there.
But like you said, humans are very malleable. If they're brainwashed, like for example, our military is brainwashed to just be killing machines.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I think the military is not the only one that brainwashes us for something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Conflict is also part of our nature. People don't realize
yeah, it
this.
always has been, and it's always has been.
Peace, and you can research on this. There's like books, and we're talking like people that are greatly known in the psychological and scientific world that have discussed these things already. And peace, as we know, you know, being polite with someone else and all that, that's unnatural for a human being.
Yeah, we're conditioned and taught how to feel and
Because
think.
we agreed that if we're gonna live together, we cannot go ahead and be jealous for the other man and go stab him and kill him to get dominance of what he has. We cannot act as nature does if we are going to build a society that where everyone wants to have a chance, you know. So even at that primal level, we are already conditioned by society's circumstance in itself, that we have to follow a set of rules, we have to behave a certain way, we are programmed to not immediately want to murder someone just to eat them if you're hungry.
Exactly.
So I hate when people say like, oh, because that's an animal and humans are not animal because we are we are superior because
We are animals.
we can think. And it's like, sure, but if anything, that's the only thing that is different from us and animals. If you take away that societal aspect of it, we are closer to animals than you may think.
Yeah, we are animals. I hate when people are like, "Oh, bitch, you're an animal too. Shut up."
And the fact that we think,
We came from fucking monkeys.
The fact that we can think, then we assume that we are in control of the entire planet. When a mosquito can come and bite you now, and in 2 weeks you could be dead.
Yeah, that's true.
So then, can I ask you guys another question?
Sure.
And then my curiosity will have been satisfied. If you are asked to sympathize and empathize with a man that hypothetically goes into a hospital and mass murders a bunch of people, can you?
The question is, are you asking me as me, or are you asking me in general?
Both.
Okay.
Because isn't that the reason you're asking our personal opinion, how we think and feel?
As me, I have seen people that have committed crimes. And I always see it as something that is not, and I don't want to say it like that because it's gonna sound bad, but I see myself disconnected from the whole situation. Like, I can see a person and they can say that person killed someone, and it's like, if they don't tell me who that someone is, or I don't know the person in itself, then I feel that that's kind of disconnected from my personal life. Now that brings me to the point. if that person were to be someone that killed someone I know and love, or part of my family, someone I grew up with or whatever, then I think it would be different the way I would feel about that person than to think about how I would feel as me in with someone that is more unknown. That being said, somehow if I think in general terms, it depends who that person is, because for example, let's say you're a doctor or a nurse, right? And then that person that was shooting up the school arrives at the ER and they have a bullet wound and they are about to bleed out. As a nurse, as a doctor, you cannot say that you're gonna allow that person to die just because it showed up at school. Your duty when you chose to be a doctor or a nurse is to save that person's life and not fucking question anything. So it's more about whether you're thinking about yourself, making it about yourself, versus the undeniable fact that that person is also a human and it may be doing fucked up evil things, but it's still a human,
Yeah, I like what you said too, DJ. Like, it's true. They did that, right? They shut up a school, but the doctor or the nurse, their job is to save that life and let the law will handle.
It's not about that. That's like them putting themselves in a position when they are like, I decide how I feel, or what this person deserves. I decide what this person deserves, and it's like, no, you're there to save a life. It's not about
it's not
you.
about decision making, it's about the feelings that they evoke from you personally. So to paint a picture,
I
say
told you that the three different levels. Personally, if it's someone that I don't know. Personally, if it's someone that I know. And in general, which is considering the context, that there are different contexts.
So if somebody sat next to you at a bar and went into gruesome detail about going into a hospital and just murdering people for fun, you would still be able to emotionally sympathize and empathize with that person?
What if that was your family member?
I wouldn't be.
I think I just checkmated you with that question.
What if they're joking too?
No,
People
you
joke about that shit
What
all
if
the
they are
time.
joking? I thought about that, but the most powerful question was what if it's your family member?
I would still emotionally and sympathetically disconnect from them and not be able to connect with them. I've already done it countless times with family members that are alive and haven't killed people.
Yeah. There's some things that are like on you cannot forgive them. Taking a life like that. It's the most extreme too. Like if it was a war criminal, that's like a whole other moral subject. But this is one that's pretty easy peasy too.
I think what it boils down to is your beliefs and your morality. I couldn't morally sit there and be okay with somebody knowing that they took lives just for the fun of it, regardless of if I knew them or if they were family.
Wouldn't you want
I'm
to?
with you. I get you.
Wouldn't you want that person to feel at least sorry as they are telling you? Celery?
Hillary? Oh, I think we lost her.
Ah, shit. That was a good question. Because my question is... Okay. There you go. My question is, would you at least want that family member of yours to show remorse or fear or regret when they tell you about what they did?
No, I can't put that expectation on somebody. because I cannot control that person.
No, I'm
I-
not saying whether you. I'm saying like, what would you prefer? The person to just tell you with a smoke face, like, I did this, or the person being like, you know, crying and telling you, you know, with fear or regret.
With remorse?
What?
With that kind of question, that would be the subject of, you know, circumstance. Why did they do it?
Okay,
What
but
happened?
wouldn't you prefer that to be like an apologetic or regretful kind of situation rather than someone telling you proudly, I did this? Like, what would you prefer if that person is a family member of yours? That they were regretful or sad or scared about while they are telling you, or that they are very smug and proud about it?
Let me think about it for a second.
Okay.
Take your time. This is a very important question to answer, so we get it.
At least I know what my answer is. You know, to be honest, if it was a family member of mine and they had to come and tell me that, I would prefer that they are repenting and that's why they are telling me, rather than be like, dude, check out what I did. At least that's what I think. I don't know.
Nope.
We're here.
Celery.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. I think that, of course, you would hope that somebody is remorseful when they do something like that. But the scenario that I presented is that they did it knowingly, happily, and I can't ignore that that is the scenario that I presented, and I'm not going to change it now.
Okay, I understand. But
So, with that in mind, I would hope that somebody would be remorseful. Yes. Would that change me disconnecting from them? No.
But I think that given that they are a family member of yours, the fact that you would prefer for it to be a regretful kind of thing dictates that even when you know that's true, you can at least make a last effort to connect with that person or sympathize. So
in a way, yeah.
Even then, there's the, like, we are programmed to try to sympathize no matter what.
Yep. Human nature.
But the question is, will we have that ability with machines or not?
Clearly not.
Not.
Because if that were true, by nature, we're programmed to sympathize with things. And Big already said he absolutely cannot sympathize with his computer. That right there answers your question.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was asking you. That answered the question on Big's part. But you cannot extrapolate and say, like, it will always be like that. So I have to ask you in order to discern what the difference is. Not doing so would go against the scientific method. And we cannot have a conversation that is not, at least in the most normal sense, scientifically
Well, at least
accurate.
rational. If not the scientific method as is, just at least rational, you know, based in reality.
Mm-hmm.
I love your rebuttal because it's actually making me think right now.
Go ahead.
Because if that's the case, then everything is subject to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Big as an example, he cannot sympathize with a car or his PC. I, completely opposite, bought a Nissan Xterra when I was pregnant, and I emotionally connected with it and named it Terra. And when it took a shit, I actually cried because I had great memories with it.
Do you know
Well,
what's
yeah,
the
I
funny
mean-
part, Celery?
That bitch got me through a lot of snowstorms, okay?
What Big said can only serve for you to conclude that what Big said is what Big feels. You cannot say that because of that the entire human race thinks the same thing. And that's why you, for example, believe to have gotten certain emotions for some inanimate objects and sympathize, but that only speaks about you.
That's true. I act upon our human nature to want to connect, whereas Big is brainwashed and emotionally vacant.
Wow.
Oh my god, damn.
Jesus. with friends like that?
Ruthless. Jesus
Roasted.
Christ. She roasted me like a
God,
motherfucker.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding, Big. I'm just kidding.
No, I know, Mama. It's all good.
Okay, here we are. There's 2 minutes for 10, but I guess we can stretch like 10 more minutes because this is the last question of tonight, and it's the big one, and also Big's favorite question of the entire presentation. Let's say for a moment that machines were able to simulate human emotions. Let's assume it happened already. Does that give them identity? What do you guys think?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Well, let's imagine that computers already got emotions, right? That they are capable of imitating human emotion. Do you think that after that comes identity?
You need to define what identity do you mean.
Okay, both identity as, you know, us giving them
Owner of property.
us giving them identity in itself, us acknowledging them as people or at least as some sentient being, you know, just acknowledging them. That's the definition of identity in my opinion. But also the sense of identity, like them also being aware that they can be someone, you know, due to the fact that they learned emotions.
Identity, I got you.
Yeah.
So
You're asking if we accept that?
if you think that their, you know, the breakthrough of the possible scenario of AI developing emotions one day, or at least simulating them, if you think that gives them identity,
No.
or if you think,
I've already answered this question.
or if you think that their identity will, you know, that they will eventually learn or have the capacity to have identity. I think that's more the question.
That it's going to happen and it's going to be attempted, I believe so. Do I think, my opinion, that I am willing to accept that? No, I'm not. You guys already know my reasons why.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fall back to what I believe in.
So personally, if you were to vote at some point in the future, let's say that they are like voting to acknowledge whether machines should have identity or not, if they should be acknowledged or not, then you would vote no.
I would vote no.
Okay. Celery.
We know what Celery's gonna vote.
Well,
Robot.
don't we already give identity to machines when we give them a barcode to identify?
No, that's not the type of identification. That is identification.
Well,
which is
that's
us, which is us
That's no different than us
controlling.
having a social security number.
I know, but we're not talking about that. We are
You're
talking
talking about giving identity.
identity, not as in, like, give me your ID so I know who you are. No, I'm talking about the internal identity, how you feel, who do you feel you are.
I identify as trash.
So my
We
point
don't want to
is,
say that. That exactly. That's. I mean,
can you attribute identity to a robot that knows or can simulate human emotion? That's the question, Celery.
I guess it would be what they can show.
So
I still think that I still think it's silly that we could let them, give them like they could identify themselves as something when they're just you're freaking bot. But I get it. I get it. I get it. DJ, I get it that eventually these things will come to light. We're not there yet. It's still growing. We're in the golden age, of this new technology and the ability that it has to.
Yeah, but this would be raising that they have the capacity to understand right from wrong and to have.
I think it doesn't matter when it comes to identity, though.
Well, it does, because you just explained to me your meaning of identity is them knowing who they are and how they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not knowing the undeniable fact or anything like that. It's like when you have a sense of you, when you feel yourself, that's what identity is. When you know that you're real and you're feeling things that are real and that's your identity. It's like,
and you can identify in many different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could.
For example, you could be Celery the mom, or Celery the friend. They are different identities that different people think of you.
Right.
But when it comes about you thinking about yourself, you accept all those identities. Sometimes you're a friend, sometimes you're a mom.
Sometimes I'm an enemy.
But in reality, you are all of those. That's why, as Big says, you can have different identities. More than one.
I think that is possible, identity-wise. I mean, if you break it down and look at it, there are already records of men marrying mannequins, robots, pillows. That makes them identified as their wife, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see your point. I completely see your point.
The caveat to that is if you break it down, rip it apart, our identities boil down to our soul and core. You can't breathe life and a soul into an inanimate object. You can make it as close as possible, but it will never be a vessel for a soul.
Okay. Amazing observation. How about you, Khopeshi?
Yeah, it's
I'm pretty much know your answer because this is like the same question with a different sujeto, a different subject.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
identity, of course not. But what's the long
That,
answer?
that's, it goes back to being human and all of that. But again, in the hypothetical case that they are able to feel like us, I mean, they will be identified as tools, but to confraternize with us, that's another aspect of things because we still haven't discovered if there's other types of life forms out there. You know, that whole thing about not being alone in the universe. But
Awesome.
in this specific hypothetical case that they are able to feel like us,
Okay, so next question immediately to all three of you.
yeah.
When do we do a watch party on Discord to watch iRobot?
I think there are better movies other than iRobot.
It's a report to scare
Like,
the fuck out of everybody.
Have you ever heard of The Fifth Element?
yes.
Oh yeah,
That's a
yeah.
classic.
That's a classic. Yeah.
Would you give identity to the fifth element?
Yes.
Okay.
They fucked!
Is that the fifth element?
That was the sixth.
Okay. I see what you did there. I mean, but I would like to watch iRobot too. Whichever, I guess.
Yeah, I would watch iRobot.
How about you, Big?
I would. Yeah, I would.
Is there anyone in the chat right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, I mean like, and anyone else, of course, in the
Yeah, well,
in
check out
the
my
Twitch chat.
Minority Report too.
How about you? Which one would you watch, Khopeshi?
Minority Report.
What did you say?
Minority Report.
Oh,
To scare the bejesus out of
if you
everybody.
that touches the subject of safety as a justification.
Because that's the thing though, like it's up to protect against it. No. They'll use it as an excuse to protect each other and the authority. Yeah, that's toxic. I'm not talking about it contrary to what that movie.
It's just it's the same. Control is nature.
Well, the thing is,
in a person.
Against us, you know, the safety I mean is like us to defend against it. That's it. Like it will be used as a, you know, as a tool for tyranny. Is what they would say oppressive. Yeah.
Oppression.
But the same.
Okay, so as we near the end of this podcast, this is just we are halfway through, mi gente. Only halfway through. So there's gonna be 3 more parts. So as we are on the center point of our entire discussion, Khopeshi, anything you would like to say about the whole
Can you guys hear
experience?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, now you can. I had you like plugged into my Bluetooth and nobody could hear me.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's the ghost in the machine. Anyways. So, yeah, Khopeshi, what do you think about the experience so far?
Actually, a nice conversation that we can meet with our differences and our similarities in the topic, subject, matter. Wish I could be a little bit more prepared though, because I got a lot of things in my mind that I couldn't express here, but just to not, you know, give a turn to hypothetical skills. But yeah, this is awesome, man. Hope for these to keep happening, to be honest. Yeah.
You need to express a little bit more there. what do you call him, Daddy?
Daddy Diablo.
That,
Daddy Diablo. You need to be a little. You need to express your thoughts a little more, Max. I could tell that you have a lot on your mind that you want to share, but you're holding back.
Yeah, we need to,
Big just wants somebody on his side because he's tired of me roasting him.
No, actually, I actually look forward to the roasting because I kind of have to focus on this subject matter today because we could be talking for days and hours of these things that could extrapolate on
Sure,
these
sure.
topics.
Definitely.
We have a schedule, but okay, man.
You know, actually, Khopeshi and I have known each other since, like, was it
Forever.
2008 or so? I think.
Yeah, but have you seen each other's TPs?
No. He has seen mine, but I haven't seen his.
What the hell, dude?
But he didn't ask for it, by the way. Let's make that.
What is this?
Anyway, going back to subject, I have known him since 2008, and we have never run out of things to talk about. And when we call each other on the phone, we talk about everything, but we could be there 6 hours, no problem.
Yeah, I'm a lot like that. I love to debate. I love to pick people's brains.
And of course that it's the same with Big, and it's the same with you, Celery. So I feel like I understand when Khopeshi says like there's a lot that we could talk about, but since there is a schedule. But of course, that being said, if you people in the chat or if you guys, Big, Celery, or Khopeshi wants to bring discussion to other subjects, so we can expand without suffering from schedule, like this one has like a very definite schedule in itself, or a very definite script, but we could make more podcasts that are more like free in terms of what we say.
Yeah, like free thinker.
So yeah, with that in mind, you can, Khopeshi, you can even suggest anything that you want to say, and we find how to say it, or
Yeah, we'll make something up. Don't worry.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Celery wants to hear what Daddy Diablo wants to say.
Oh fuck!
Anything for Daddy Diablo.
I don't know.
Daddy
You guys,
Diablo.
You know, I'm gonna make a fucking t-shirt, Celery. I'm gonna give you half of the profits.
Proceed. Daddy Diablo.
So if you guys interested in buying a Daddy Diablo shirt, I'm gonna be making the logo at some point.
Make it merchandise out of here. Holy shit!
Daddy Diablo 2K24.
No permission, no copyright, respect of copyright.
Listen, when I give people nicknames, that's it. They're in.
Jesus.
I am
Noted.
so lucky that she just went for DJ. Because if she hadn't, then I would be like, I don't know.
Well, as the opposing side of things, did I at least make you guys think a little bit?
Oh, you were amazing.
Yeah.
You were amazing.
Yeah. No, Mom, that's
I'm
good.
just as dumb
It's
as I
good to
was
hear your
before.
thoughts. It's good to hear your opinion and fight for what you believe is, what you believe is, although it may not be, but you believe that it's the way,
I'll show you a human spirit right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what
All good. As long as I evoked you guys into actually thinking, then I did my job.
You were awesome at it. The question is,
Hey, if you ever need an opposing opinion, call me.
So, what was your experience like? Celery.
Mine?
Yeah.
I could do this for hours. I'm sad that it's ending.
We got more. We got 3 more episodes.
Yeah,
so
we're just giving it inch by inch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well.
But eventually, it's going all in.
He said inch by inch. God damn.
I'm one of those balls deep kind of people.
Balls deep.
Balls Deep is part 6.
If we go back
Acho
to, we're gonna
puñeta.
we're all
Listen,
getting banned, man. No,
put
we're
up
getting
in a few
banned.
episodes. Whether I'm invited back or not is a whole nother discussion.
Oh, of course, you're invited. You're basically already set. Like, we will be
Yeah.
sad the day that you cannot participate.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, I liked that you guys made me had to actually stop and think things.
At the same time, how do you feel? Is this your first podcast per se? And how
That
did-
I've ever been on.
yeah,
Yes.
how did it feel? Like, of course, it was more like a normal discussion, but at the same time, that there may be people in the chat that may listen to what you're saying and probably like interact with it.
I'm sad that I was at work and I wasn't able to see chat to be able to like see what they were saying. I definitely think that it goes a lot smoother when you have like a structured how you want like direction for the podcast, especially with it being my first time on one.
I
I think I need to eloquent myself with how I word things.
I agree with what you said, but at the same time, I think that you have to have a little bit of let's just have fun.
Oh yeah,
Kind
you
of
you
spirit.
have to have leeway in everything you do. You have to be able to roll with the punches of things.
Yeah, you have to allow
That's
yourself to just be natural, natural.
that's like the construction of a bridge. A bridge is built with a little give so it can withstand the wind. If it was built otherwise, it would just snap and break.
True, very true. Okay, so Big, what's up? What can you tell me?
Well, you already know my opinion.
He's whipping his dog out.
No, but I do think that we got to share a lot of good information with the community and our thoughts, and I think that the overall conversation was great. Although I did miss the beginning of it, I was at the offices trying to get done with work, and I apologize once again that I totally forgot, bro.
It's okay. I mean, in the end,
Next
you
time,
were
send me a
basically able
message.
to be.
Yeah, bro. But next time, just shoot me a text, yo, Biggs. We how we looking? And that kind of.
If you only knew that last night it was when Cherry was like, "Hey, do you have like a flyer for part 3?"
I didn't even see anything.
And I was like, "Oh shit, no."
I was literally
yeah,
thinking about that. I was like, "Oh shit!"
We didn't give it no promo. We didn't give it promo. We need to. So you gotta, we have to do for the next one, because if we don't give it promo, no one's gonna know we're here. And I think a lot of people missed out on a lot of good information.
We did.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
yo!
love
We
I would
did
love
make
to
a
post
flyer
it.
and we put it. Well, Cherry made the flyer and she put it.
But what? It
But
was last night.
But it was last night, exactly.
Yeah, nah,
But
bro.
man,
Like,
it's
yeah.
I definitely.
It's something where we need to have you, me, Celery, Sherry, everyone blasting that shit.
I
Khopeshi,
have to agree with that.
if Khopeshi wants to put it, we all do it, and we blast it, and we get people in here. So we could have, because it'll be nice to get the chat involved too,
But I have to blame myself for that. I have been distracted.
Hey, bro, we all make mistakes, and we all deal with life too. Don't forget, everyone has shit going on. I know you got shit going on. I got shit going on with work. Celery has shit going on, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Yeah, we pull through when you least
Yeah.
expect it.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it for the next one. We're gonna give it a nice week of promo, and we're gonna continue the conversation.
Although I pride myself in pulling out.
What?
Which is good. You should be very proud of that, Celery. Very proud.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Did she talk about the pull-out method or something?
How do you
Yeah.
think, Nate? Here.
She's talking about the pull-out method, bro. Pull out. Your pull-out game.
How's your pull-out game today?
Weak. That's how I got a kid.
He needs Jesus.
We
I
are
mean,
for the disorder.
I'm pretty sure.
Sounds funny in English.
I hope no one takes this out of context and say like this is a whatever. You all know
Gonna
me.
get canceled.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. I don't know. You seem to me that you may have put the legs around to the back and locked them.
Travelers.
The laugh says it all.
I know people.
I plead the
What-
fifth.
There you go. That's smart, Celery. That's smart.
What did she say?
That's she pleads the fifth.
She does, but her laugh doesn't.
The laugh really didn't. The laugh kind of gave it away.
Yeah, that screamed very loud from the rooftops.
Anyway.
Vienen ahora las promos del OnlyFans de DJ. Ah, María, pollo.
Anyway.
Ese pollo está fresco.
Is Daddy Diablo stream?
No, he doesn't. But we are slowly exploring
plans.
that as a possibility at some point.
This is part of it, though.
Oh,
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
it's serious. I like
But
it.
I don't want to give you guys like hope. That's why I said it the way I said it. That
Give me hope and crush it.
Khopeshi. I like the name Khopeshi.
Khopeshi. Yeah. Let you guys know this has a lore, he has a background. I know DJ is very cooperative and he has a lot of good energy. All of that. We'll see. I'm getting convinced. And I'm trying something out.
Consider the brand Daddy Diablo. It was given.
Yeah.
It was given to you by Celery and the universe.
It's
Listen, when I give somebody a nickname, they're going places.
Celery is like Master Uguay. You're the Dragon Warrior now.
There's what the devil out there. I want to do my own thing, but the nickname is cute, so we'll consider it.
Yeah, but let's say that, for example, you have different voice changers, and when you have this pitch down version of your voice, then you're Daddy Diablo.
Make it a high pitch. Why don't you make it a high pitch?
I should, right?
It's your persona.
No, but
And then
Daddy
when you're
Diablo, Daddy Diablo.
believe me, you would be so easy to like find and follow.
I mean,
If you were on Twitch, they would be like, yeah, you follow Daddy Diablo.
yeah, there's like
Daddy
a,
Diablo.
there's
That's
a
a,
whole,
where does Celery? Where do you come up with these names, Celery?
yeah, that's what you gotta ask.
Well,
I don't know why. I've always been really good at nicknaming people, and it always just sticks.
Daddy Diablo, but why Daddy Diablo?
The daddy part comes from pleading the fifth, like she did earlier.
Yeah, the naughtiness.
Jesus.
Listen.
It was a Freudian slip on her.
When I don't nickname just anyone. When I nickname somebody, it's organic. It's whatever they've done stuck out to me, and that's how their nickname comes to be, and that's why I think it really gets people going places.
What's my nickname again?
Big Papa.
There we go.
I like it when you call me Big Papa.
Papa, yeah.
Hands in the air, it's just a two-player.
Yes, sir.
Damn, you sound very.
Khopeshi.
You sound very
Khopeshi,
good with that voice.
you actually with that voice, yeah, you should swing by and activate
See,
the
it's deep.
Papa.
It's deep. He sounds like a daddy. He's giving like daddy vibes.
Oh God, but that's.
Yeah, well,
But it's also really hard to understand him, and that's why I named him Daddy Diablo.
oh, it is she. Should tell me these things, my guys.
Okay,
Just it sounds bad because it's too deep.
Khopeshi,
Yeah.
I have a.
Celery doesn't like it too deep.
I have a. She said.
I love it
She
deep.
said. I don't know. She said balls.
I
in.
love you.
Anyways, going back
Balls
to
what up?
Khopeshi, I have a last request.
What up?
Can you say respectfully, of course?
Yeah, what up?
Oh shit! Go ahead.
Do
say
it.
What
Do
you
it.
got?
To say respectfully, of course.
Respectfully, of course.
Now say sensational. Say sensational.
Yeah, say sensational. Say it. Say it. Say sensation.
Sensational.
No, like this. Sensational.
Sensational.
The fucking voice. Daddy Diablo. Daddy Diablo.
Now you are definitely. Now you're definitely cemented as Daddy Diablo forever.
Oh no.
Your identity. Your identity. Your identity.
Let's get in with the crew. You know, this is a good crew, good energy.
I'm not
We'll
joking.
see.
I'm gonna make a logo.
Do what you gotta do, man. I'm open
Do it.
source.
I want to be a part of making
And,
this
and
logo.
I swear I'm gonna sell T-shirts.
I'm super okay with being that one with many names. That's actually another idea I got. Makes sense with the whole aspect
We should make one where there is like this black silhouette, but in a chibi way.
6 foot even, my guy.
And he's
He's
Daddy
just like
Diablo,
a
right? And Celery is like patting him in the head.
Motherfucker treating me
Like
like
a
I'm a
slave
red one.
demon.
Do you guys building me up like a red one or some shit? Minecraft over here? Like a golem?
We're talking about
Daddy
the Daddy
Diablo
Diablo
like a
brand.
sleep paralysis demon.
Jesus. You guys are having too much fun. I don't know.
Look, we're already breathing life into your existence. Shut up.
Look at this. Oh no.
Let us dream.
Let us dream indeed.
Mm.
And well, with
Human
that,
experience. Yeah.
we
Sensational.
are arriving at the end of this podcast, mi gente. Estamos llegando al final.
Which is so funny because I'm arriving at home now.
Cherry is screaming in the chat saying that she doesn't want us to go.
Oh,
I know
Ruin
we
the
have to.
content.
we brought the entertainment. Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
But anyways, of
We have to
course,
have like a scheduled podcast.
we're basically almost 3 hours in. We're 2 hours and 43 minutes in. So,
Sad. This has been
of
so much
course,
fun.
if it was for us, we would be here like 8 hours. But let's just keep
Yeah.
some meat for the next time, no?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, good night,
Now
my
I
people.
got like brain juices going. I'm gonna be ready next time. Y'all
I'm
better
ready
be.
for the next one.
Y'all be ready for me out of pocket.
Tranquilo,
out of
pollo, que
pocket.
también nos vamos. Muchas gracias por venir. Buenas noches, que descanse.
Canse pollo. El pollo.
Pollo con una pata, pollo con las dos patas.
El pollo.
Bueno, vamos a ver a quién le damos un raid. Let's see who we raid here. Let's check.
Dude. Nobody heard that.
Yue,
Bravo,
Sairi, Novak.
Koki.
Está Lord Novak también. I think I'm gonna go Lord Novak.
No,
I haven't
yeah,
raided
yeah,
him
yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
very long time, and he's
Lord Novak.
his
Yeah, let's go with
family.
it. Let's go with it.
Khopeshi, incluso si quieres, te puedes quedar un ratito saludándolo por lo menos, para que veas que el tipo, excelente
What
persona.
about Koki?
No, we're going Lord Novak.
Oh, okay.
We gotta give
Sorry,
some love to Lord Novak. I'm also going
No,
to.
not.
I'm going to shout him out. So if you don't follow him, you can.
Yeah. If you don't follow him, you're a bitch.
That too. Okay. So anyways, people. Thank you, Celery. Thank you, Khopeshi. Thank you, Big.
Anytime.
And thank everyone who came in the chat. The ones who give beats. I got beats and I got subscriptions and everything while we were talking.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
crazy. I love you, people. Let's go to Lord Novak.
Love you.
Bye bye.
Good luck, guys.